For the past decade, the best and bravest riders from around the globe have congregated on this formidable Welsh mountainside, attempting to conquer what is rightly hailed as one of the world's toughest downhill mountain bike races you will encounter anywhere in the world. But forget what you thought you knew about this unforgiving and adrenaline-fueled descent, as this year the ever-evolving beast has morphed once again to challenge our elite riders like never before. Marking its 10th anniversary from its spiritual home here in the iconic Dovey Valley, this is Red Bull Hardline 2024.
It's insane, it's crazy. The whole way down, you're just literally holding your breath.
There's so many sick features and big hits down here.
Oh, it's low, to be honest.
As soon as you hit that first obstacle, there's no let up all the way down.
So incredible!
It just gets gnarlier and gnarlier towards the bottom.
It's bigger and faster and rougher.
Oh, goodness! Oh, it goes down hard!
All this stuff's bigger, higher, faster than what we usually do.
Oh, my goodness!
Stuff they're hitting is incredible.
Hardline is definitely pushing the limits.
Oh, no! Why?
It's proven what can be done on a mountain bike.
If you're super confident, you're probably going to ride it good.
We're only moments away now from the best and bravest downhillers on the planet tackling this formidable track behind me. And I'm joined by the UK's most successful mountain bike downhiller, Rachel Atherton, 6 times a world champion, the winner of 40 elite downhill races. How are you?
Yeah, thanks, Rob. Yeah, I'm good, excited.
Yeah, I am as well, Rachel. And I know that this here, right where we're stood, holds an incredibly special place in your heart, right? This is where it all started.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the hills, like the original kind of mountains that Dan built. One of our first tracks up here in Wales on. You know, we moved up here for riding. We moved here to be mountain bikers because of the terrain and the possibilities. And this is one of the first tracks that Dan built. And when we were driving up to the start, you know, I got flutters in my tummy because my body thinks we're here to ride. And yeah, it's an incredible place. And yeah,
it is absolutely stunning place to be. This event never stands still. The progression over the last decade, you know, the 10th year anniversary this time, has been, well, to me, it's been absolutely insane to see, like unbelievable from where we came here in 2014. Yeah. And this year, it's been stepped up again. This new start hut, and then straight into a brand new section. What's it like? Yeah,
I mean, that's the ethos of Hardline, you know, to progress and make it more challenging every year. And the dream right from the start was to come as close to that iconic waterfall as we could have. And we never thought it was possible because it was kind of too gnarly down there. And then,
for you.
Yeah, here we are this year that G and Dan, they've incorporated the gnarliest bit, really the hardest, those big rock drops right on that edge of the ridge. And that's been the dream to get there. And then 10 years later, we've actually made it, and they've made it possible. So it's just progressing, and that's, you know, what the dream was of the whole event. Like, that's the whole idea.
And for the first time in a decade, we had a hardline, a Red Bull hardline, outside of this one here in the Dovey Valley. What does it feel like to you to actually sit and watch Tasmania go down, like to see the first time ever, you know, another hardline on the other side of planet Earth?
Well, to be honest, like the main thing with Tassie was the women, like seen them hit it and seeing Gracie and Lou like finish those runs. I actually got tearful. Like, it was so sick. Yeah, I was like, this is it. You know, this is the kind of the future is like unfolding right before our eyes.
And what was it like for you to see women? You know, the most iconic feature here, mentally the hardest feature is the road gap.
Yeah.
To see those women go off it yesterday.
It's mad. It's so impressive.
3 years ago, would you have believed you'd be seeing what we are now?
Yeah, I mean, when Jess Blewett first came and started riding those drops, and then she hurt herself a couple of times, and it still felt quite far away, and then suddenly this year, like, they're just so brave and so good. It's like really, it's so impressive. Really
It's been
cool.
Such a spectacular week.
Yeah.
And it isn't over yet. No, that's right. The first riders then are about to get themselves in the gate. Before we go racing, let's have a look at what happened in practice.
So this is day one. All the riders are just turning up now. The course is ready, the riders are ready.
Full day of practice today, the first full day, hopefully do the entire course.
This is the first run, so we're just gonna look at lines and try to have a little feel of the terrain.
Just try not to crash.
Good, mate. It's really slippy into this like last little lily pad drop here.
Yeah, man. Yes, no. Oh my God, he's lit, wasn't he? That is.
you have to go fast enough that it's skipping over stuff. So yeah, medium speed.
Compliments to the dig crew.
Obviously, the most iconic feature is the road gap. None of the girls have done it yet. Okay, go get me!
Always so amazing to see how the riders come together at this event. I mean, we're used to World Cup racing where everyone's really quite against each
keep
other.
yourself separate.
Yes, it's really a different vibe here, isn't it? And a nice vibe.
Yeah.
Why is that,
Yeah,
though,
I think
Rach?
that's why a lot of the riders like Hardline so much, because it's daunting and terrifying, and they know there's some big stuff they got hit, but they know that it's kind of like they get that group atmosphere. They're kind of helping each other, and you know that's probably why the girls have progressed so quickly, because they're following like Bernard and stuff, and you know at a World Cup you're kind of a bit more on your own.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's such a special event, because you know you're all in it together.
Because there's a lot at stake, right? There's no getting
At the
away
end of
from
the day,
that.
like it's gnarly, and there's a lot of risk.
Massively strong bond between all the riders
Yeah,
here. It's
yeah.
absolutely incredible. As it is this. Now, you might want to strap in for this one. We're going to take a high-speed run down this track. This one is going to be one and done. So a brand new top section then to celebrate 10 years of Red Bull Hardline as we go on bike with Ronan Dunne. And you can see for yourselves just how technical, how difficult it is. The Athertons saying they wanted to take Hardline back to its roots, back to being one of the most difficult downhill racetracks in the world to ride down. Not just about the features, and they've certainly done that. First drop now. Awkward, perfect there though, and going to exit this berm early. Gaps across to that big rock landing, and now things get super technical. An incredibly difficult entrance. Shards of rock trying to take your wheels away from you there, and now things get unbelievably steep. Look how slow Ronan is going over the top of this. Into the first big feature now. A big rock drop, a gap off it, and then hard on the brakes, trying to stop. And this exposed part of the mountain, a lily pad on and off into that right-hander catch berm there. And now going to be leaving the brand new section of track, rejoining the old, and straight into the hardest hitting drop on the course. 14 metres down that one, around 45 feet. Into this section of the course now known as the Dirty Ferns. High on those rocks there, carrying good speed. Lots of sniper rocks in here. And a real opportunity, actually, like that top section, to make some time. Probably where the race will be won or lost. Big step down now, coming into the step on, step off, 50 feet up on top, 50 foot off it, hard on the pedals, down to the first of two 90-foot gaps, no problem there. And riders going much deeper, of course, into this big right-hander loose surface, fighting for traction through there, two-wheel drifted. And now riders saying you can rest in these turns, not if you want to win Red Bull Hardline. Work hard through there, pump them, super steep, super tech now. Jagged rocks everywhere, trying to take your wheels away, and then that big rock on the inside on this right-hander always causing problems. Done perfectly around it. Onto the boardwalk he comes, off the brakes, the road gaps, mentally the most difficult gap on the course, 75 feet across there, and listen to how physical Hardline is. And while you're blowing like that, while you're breathing as heavy as that, you still have to deal with this last treacherous drop. Big hit there, and absolutely imperative to carry good speed into that right-hander and out of it and all the way across this camera as you traverse across the mountain. You can't pedal here. Going light over the roots and the rocks. Dropping left now. Into this last straight now, here he comes then, and it's just going to be the 75-footer to finish. That is a top to bottom of Red Bull Hardline with Ronan Dunne.
And that's a full run of Red Bull Hardline. Holy f***.
So here we are in the Dovey Valley Wells for the finals of Red Bull Hardline 2024. I'm Rob Warner, and alongside me in commentary is an 8-time World Cup winner, running second in this year's World Cup, Tahnée Seagrave. Tahnée, you've had a big week up on the mountain.
Thanks, Rob. It's been amazing to tick off some new features up there and see the girls, just, enjoy it, and hopefully next year maybe see it top to bottom. Yeah, I think it's coming. It's definitely coming. A glorious day here now. We've had a bit of a delay. Thanks for your patience at home as well. But 2 hours the riders have been pushed back. Does that take their toll on them? How do they deal with that time? Definitely. I think they're obviously gearing up and they're ready to go. So they're fired up, and then all of a sudden they're told that, it's too windy, and that will definitely play on their mind going up there this afternoon. It definitely will. The worst of the wind is supposed to be behind us. It should have peaked by now. The windsock's not looking as taut as they did. So hopefully, we can push right through with this. That's been on everyone's mind. It's a brand new upper section. The top half of this course is brand new this year. You've been up there, Tahnée. What's the talking points been of it? I mean, it's just so rocky, and everything is off camber. So it's definitely, I think it's definitely harder than the old course, and you've got to be so precise. And obviously the weather this week didn't help, because we actually had a lot of rain in the beginning of the week. Yeah. But it's nice to see it dry up and see all the riders get kind of comfy on it. That's as comfy as you ever will. Yeah. Straight out of the gate, you come over the top of that near vertical drop there. You can see that bedrock, ridges of rock coming up through the ground. As you said, Tahnée, much better proposition now. They're dry, but the riders are going to be hitting it faster today. It's going to be physical. We might see some punches up there perhaps. But right now the course is as fast as it's been since we got here. The infamous road gap. How many women went off that this week? It's amazing to see, wasn't it? 4 of us. Yeah, incredible. Well done. Congratulations on that. Your turn next. I won't know. Those days are behind me. And there's the finish that everyone hopes to get to this afternoon. And, this is different to any other downhill race in so many ways. Even the way you get to the top. It's no chairlift here, not a quick ride. You're in there back of these trucks for ages. What goes through your mind looking at that course all the way up? It's just so daunting, and you're right, you can actually see the entire, most of the course from the uplift. Yeah, it's quite quiet in there. I think everyone knows what they're about to do, and you've got to gear up and get ready. Yeah. No jokes going on in the back of there. No, is that right? It's a bit different. Yeah. Absolutely. And this year, we've got a wide open field. We've got some former hardline champions. We've got 6 actually brand new riders here this year. Who have you got your eye on? Who's been impressing you so far? Definitely the one that stood out to me was Velez. I think that was a really strong ride from him. Yeah. You've commentated on him before, but I think to maybe a lot of people today that might come as a surprise. He's new on the scene, but this was an incredible ride from him yesterday. That's right, putting it 3rd in qualifying with a no-hander across the road. The winner of the Red Bull Sado Abahu Series last year, the street race, the urban downhill series we do. Impressive to see what this guy and Sebastian Holguin, his teammate there with him, the 2 Colombians, can bring to this final this afternoon. They're definitely on the pace, as is this man, 3 times a winner, Bernard Kerr. He's going to be pushing hard for that win, isn't he? I don't think he's very happy about Tasmania and the qualifier going Ronan Dunne's way. No, this man will not stop until he gets that win, so I'm very excited to see what he can put down this afternoon. Yeah, absolutely, Bernard. We know he puts everything into Red Bull Hardline, and this afternoon you get the feeling he's going to take it up a notch as well. Going to be mad to see what he can do. But it's the man on everyone's lips is this fella, Ronan Dunne, the winner of Red Bull Hardline Tasmania, the winner of the last downhill World Cup race. 3 years ago he was a privateer, his first factory ride, and the pace is extraordinary, right? It's just amazing to see how much he's matured in such a short space of time. It usually takes riders a little bit longer than that, and he's just picked up his Red Bull helmet as well, so he'll be carrying a lot of confidence with that. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see if Ronan Dunne can put another one down. Well, after qualifying yesterday, this is your start list. In reverse order, Adam Brayton suffering a puncture in his qualifying run. He's first off. Matt Jones coming down a little bit after him. Watch out for Edgar Briole, the sensational French free rider. Jono Jones, Matt's brother, goes. Alex Storr, a local man from Wrexham just down the road. His first Red Bull Hardline. Brendan Fairclough, 3rd at last year's Rampage. Josh Bryceland, a former overall World Cup winner. The last time he went against the clock was here in 2018. Matteo Iniguez, a good qualifier for him yesterday till he crashed out a little bit further down.
but coming in off the back of a strong ride in Tasmania. And then on to the last page of the start list. Charlie Hatton, the world champion, drops just before Juanfer Velez. And then will the winner be Bernard Kerr or Ronan Dunne? The last two riders are going to be pushing incredibly hard. Yeah, that is that's one heck of a start list for this afternoon.
It's so insane to see the amount of different riders and different backgrounds just all push their limits on this one course.
Absolutely, and to the top we go then. The first man who is going to drop here then is Adam Brayton, the fisherman from Cumbria. He's got his waders on. In this weather, I'm not sure he's going to need them. So Brayton then, what can he do? So close to winning in the past this event. An absolute veteran of Red Bull Hardline. Still some mud up there.
Oh my God,
it down there.
Straight out the gate. He's on a mission. I don't think we saw that yesterday,
No,
actually.
we didn't.
Oh.
And they're getting a kick. These ridges of rock coming up at all angles. And it is risky to ride this top section fast, no question.
Living up to his nickname, Gaston Flat, on that top section. And here, oh my God.
So the course, we can see already running a lot faster than it did in yesterday's qualifier. Into that brand new feature, that near vert rock drop, a big kick halfway down it, turns left into this step on and step off. And now exiting the new section of track, rejoining the old with this 14-metre, 45-foot vertical drop. Brayton absolutely nailing it, and the speed into this left. Frightening, Tani, to see him trying to stop for that.
He's not messing around. He's going for it. This is an incredible first run.
Brayton laying it out there. Putting that puncher behind him. Was around there yesterday. We saw him pull up, unlucky to get a flat tyre. 109. Through the split, onto this step on, step off, around 50 feet on and 50 feet off, sprinting hard towards the 90-footer. And again, well, clear that with that much ease, actually.
That's where they'll be feeling the wind the most. I think the second 90-footer was the one where they said that they were having wind problems, so that's what they'll be looking out for before dropping in.
Yeah, throw the bike into the wind, let it straighten them up. So down now towards the road gap. Clean and fast through there. This track this afternoon, I'm not sure. It's been a long time, I think, since we've seen it this dry, this fast, Tani.
Definitely. The running pace is actually insane today.
Yeah.
The difference in comparison to when we were watching the seeding yesterday is huge.
It really is, yeah. We'll have a look at the clock at the bottom, but Brayton charging on down here. Got to carry as much speed through that right. I think that tree there on the left of Brayton's breathing a sigh of relief. He hasn't charged into it again. 3 times top 5 here. 36 years old now. The Keswick Kestrel then is going to fly off this log onto this last straight. Some more pedal strokes for Adam Brayton. Coming down to the line then, it's going to be a great time. Brayton sets the bar with a 2:29.7. And to give you some idea of how fast that is, Ronan Dunne's fastest qualifier yesterday at 2:27.4. So,
still outside of that time.
Just, but that, which proves how fast, I mean, I think times are going to tumble heavy this afternoon. We're only just getting started.
I think, yeah, it is running quicker today, but that means they're going to be making more mistakes. They're going to be pushing harder.
I mean, it's almost going to be getting loose in some parts,
Definitely. I think it might actually be harder to slow down, especially in all that steep stuff. It's just so dry there now, and the dirt is a lot looser and less grippy than it was yesterday.
I agree, yeah. And it's also been a little while since these riders have been on track. How difficult is that, Tani? You know, what time did they finish practice this morning? Around 11?
Probably, maybe even earlier. Yeah.
Okay, good to go.
Well,
these guys hate waiting around there.
Yeah, they do. And Thomas Genon from Belgium, not messing about, straight into his run then. A man who has ridden every Red Bull Rampage since 2013. An incredible rider, loves his hard lines as well. You can see just how janky and difficult this top section is. All the topsoil scraped away. They wanted it more technical this year. And certainly we have got that for this 10th anniversary Red Bull Hardline.
I think you can definitely see the difference in bike setups between someone like Adam Brayton that races all the time and someone like Tommy G that just wants to go big and do tricks. He's not far off though.
No, look at that, just over a second back then at that first split, so very respectable.
But yeah, his suspension will be a lot stiffer, I imagine, than Brayton's, and probably a bit slower. So, and you can see him struggling over those rocks a little bit more than what Adam was.
Yeah, the free riders, they don't mind the drop so much, do they? But the bits in between are quite challenging for a lot of them. And they're saying really that they prepare things a lot more than a downhill rider would. They, you know, they don't like these loose rocks on the landings. It's different for them. You're not off that big drop.
They're manicured.
They're more manicured. That's right. They do. That's right.
But they love to come here and challenge themselves.
Yeah, I think everyone does. To see what is humanly possible on a bicycle. So coming down towards the dirty ferns now then. And still just 1.1 back.
It's an amazing run from Tommy G though, considering he calls himself slow all the time.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh no! And he's got plenty of time to stop there, thankfully.
Oh, he knew he was on a good one, I think, from that reaction.
What is it? He's saying, oh no, chain off?
Chain slipped, maybe. Yeah, I think his chain slipped.
Oh.
And he would have needed that to get a couple of pedal strokes in before that 90.
Oh, that's bad luck. It just looked like it had come off that bottom roller and sensibly not taking any risks over the big jumps with any kind of mechanical issues.
Like we said, there's quite a lot of wind there, and I don't think he knows whether it's a headwind or not, so it's safer to just pull out on that one.
Yeah. Well, good call by Tommy G. His run's coming to an end. Still got the rest of it to enjoy, but against the clock at least.
For the fans.
And he was 9th at last year's Red Bull Rampage, 30 years old from Belgium. The man who turned up in 2012 at Red Bull Joyride in Whistler, the slopestyle competition there, completely unheard of, a teenager, and won it. That was his catalyst.
That's how you want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it must have just...
And he could feel it there, yeah. He could obviously feel the pedals not right. Ah. Oh, that was Tommy G's race run done. Okay, well, one of the most recognisable mountain bikers on planet Earth then. Matt Jones, a massive YouTube following, but he's much, much more than that. One of the greatest slopestyle riders ever in the history of that sport. 3 years on the Crankworx World Tour. And now we find Matt Jones, actually with the Marin making him a downhill bike. The world is his oyster. Endless new possibilities. Jumping his house, riding Red Bull Hardline Tasmania, riding here today. And I don't think anyone, perhaps, is as quite out of their comfort zone as Matt. He's used to 30-second runs.
No, but it is amazing to see him in practice, just how hyped he gets over ticking off these features. And to see, like you say, such an amazing all-rounded rider get so hyped in pushing their limits is amazing to see. That's what the event's for.
That's right. And taking his time here. Matt Jones knows what's at stake.
Standing rider. Okay, good to go.
Yeah, boy.
I don't think he's good to go. Ah, there we go.
Here we go then. Matt Jones then on track. You might have seen some of his videos, Frames of Mind, Design and Conquer. Plenty of world firsts.
Well, that just goes to show how slippy it is over the top there. It might look dry, but those rocks are so slick.
And, you know, definitely, as we say, it's so difficult, so alien to anyone but the world's best downhillers, this top section.
He's struggling to keep his feet on the pedals there again. I wonder if it's anything to do with the bike setup, but it is just so jagged up there.
Yeah, it looks dry and it looks loose today. Looks harsher than it did through practice.
And there we saw Brayton actually gap down there, so it goes to show the difference in speed. Cautious over there.
Carrying good speed down here, and for me, it's just incredible to see Matt Jones be able to turn his hand, to ride down basically a cliff face there. The exposure on this part of the course is insane.
Yeah,
now he's going to turn.
Sorry, I was going to say the thing that he's most scared of, actually, is being able to do a full run. Oh.
So Matt Jones making his way down here.
Oh,
and his tyres off.
I did think he destroyed that berm further up, so that's where he would have ripped that tyre off. That'll be a good clip, though.
Is he all right? Tyres popped, I think.
That's also Matt Jones's run over. He seems gutted.
Oh, well, you've been here all week. you at least want to go home with a top to bottom on finals day. You do, it's true, and to be robbed of it by a mechanical like that. The course has got faster, drier. We're going to see a few punches today, I think.
Definitely. Like I was saying, he was a bit scared all week. He's funny in the group chat saying that he's not going to be able to do a top to bottom, but he's managed, and now for that to be taken off of him, I think he's going to be quite sad.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, look at him.
Well, he's going to get plenty of applause all the way down.
It's going to be a long walk down.
It will be. But he's ridden brilliantly. He can be insanely proud of what he's achieved here this week. He survived jump in his house. He survived Red Bull Hardline.
So I think it's just after this. It's in that left-hander.
Look how big that drop is when you see it in slow-mo.
That would be the last one I'd like to tick off.
And the riders are braking so hard here, and then the bike goes light over that rise, and maybe getting a puncher on the other side of it. I don't know.
No, it would be in this berm.
Oh, right there.
It was just
up on that rock.
I think it was above. He absolutely railed the left-hander to the point where there was a big dust explosion. So I wonder if it got pulled off there.
Yeah. Well, Matt Jones will make his way down. We go back now to turn our attention to Craig Evans, the 2017 Red Bull Hardline winner. Conditions that day, the absolute polar opposite of this. It was wet. And what a skilled rider. This part of the 50-1 crew. A former World Cup racer, Craig Evans. And he's been enjoying himself this week as well. No one else going for the launch down there like Adam Brayton did. Top to bottom.
No. A full gas to flat run.
Gas to flat, yeah, absolutely. Taking no chances. A few different lines there. Briefly now, this is actually last year's course. They briefly pop onto it and leave it there. And this is so tech into this wood and out of it as well. A few different lines through there.
I think, yeah, that's definitely the safer option to roll through that on the rider's left. I think we'll be seeing the faster guys like we did with Adam gapping down into the left-hander, which is a bit riskier, but definitely worth it on the clock.
Absolutely it is, yeah.
And it's all these little bits, I think, where we'll actually see time made up, where you forget that you can make time in those. Oh my God, look there, you can just see on that heavy landing.
Such a heavy landing into that left then, but Craig Evans looking good through the dirty ferns. I'd never seen the cliff on the back of that turn until that drone shot the other day.
When you mention it, I was slightly annoyed because I was like, oh my God, now I'm going to think, that's all I'm going to think of when I go up and ride that.
So Evans into the big step down before the big step up onto the on-off. Quite easy to over-jump that. You've got to get both wheels down quick on top, sprinting towards the first of the 290s. No problem there, lands deep off it. And the second as well. Cleanly over the both of those. And tempting, I feel, this next section to get off the gas tarny and to relax, to rest a little bit. But the riders that are going to want to win, they certainly won't be doing that.
No, I think there is quite a bit of time to be made up in those corners. Like I was saying, the easier parts, it's easy to lose time there when you're not attacking.
So turning right now. Here we come.
That was super clean though.
Yeah.
Through there.
Everyone's seeming to struggle a lot less with that turn this year, probably because of the lack of moisture on it now. Oh, fast across there as well. Another little lily pad on top of there, but Evans showing some of that World Cup skill here, carrying good pace on these technical bits. Off this heinous drop. That's an awkward drop, right?
Yeah, it's horrible. It's just, you can't get your wheel to like stay in the right direction when you're approaching it. So I think you've just got to accept that you're going to go off it in an awkward position. Just goes to show how good these riders are. They're ready to just get unbalanced whenever and still send.
Yeah, well, that's what you've got to be able to do. So Craig Evans, big whip over the 75-footer to finish. And no timing at the moment. We're just getting that corrected. We'll bring you that time as quickly as we can. But Craig Evans safely down.
Very short lily pad on that steep section. The camera doesn't show just how steep that section is. Luckily for the catch berms at the bottom, if not, they would not be able to stop.
So Adam Brayton leading actually with that 2:29.7. Craig Evans has been confirmed coming down in a 2:46, so 16.3 seconds behind. Brayton was on the move in that run, absolutely. Just 2 seconds outside Ronan Dunne's fastest qualifier. And look at Craig Evans through there. Oh, huge.
Yeah, Adam found a lot of time somewhere. 16.3 seconds is a big chunk.
It's massive, yep, absolutely. Well, back to the top then for Sam Hockenhull. Part of the 50-to-1 crew as well on that Cannondale. Only 9 of those bikes, or 7 actually of those frames made back in 2019 for Matt Simmons when Cannondale returned to World Cup racing. They've been resprayed. Josh Bryceland, Ratboy is on one as well.
All right. Okay, that's it. You're good.
So, on track then for Sam Hockenhull. Come up through.
Seems to be that there's a few ruts now where the bog was.
Yes.
We can't quite see the ground in between all those rocky sections, but I imagine that's why some of them are getting quite unsettled.
Yeah, perhaps getting caught in those.
Yeah.
Popping out of there, carrying good speed though into this drop. That's a really awkward drop as well when you stood on the top of it.
Well, the drop is nicer than riding through, so I don't know why Bernard made me ride through it one year. When I see them all gap it, I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that was an option.
So, Sam, 6.5 back at split number 1. Off the big rock vert he comes. On the lily pad, on and off as well, so cleanly down there. It's a good run so far from Sam. Now comes this big drop. And the riders, and it's interesting, Tiny, this year, the riders with a different approach to it seem almost to be, well, Bernard apparently is going to sprint at that drop and push down off it and squash it. But
of course he is.
Of course he is. But see the riders racing it this year as opposed to kind of pulling off it.
I mean,
it's open. That next left is proven to be really difficult.
I think before, when they used to come off that big Renegade jump, they could kind of settle into it. Oh, he's slipped a pedal there. He's had to pedal to get onto that lily pad.
It's going to be some hard pedals down here. He came up short on these yesterday. Finds himself 20 seconds back at split number 3. And he's over
nicely. Them. Yeah.
I think he pulled a bit harder than yesterday. He was quite casual in his approach yesterday to those 2 90-footers.
Yeah, I'm glad to see him get over them nicely. Oh. Having a good time.
Enjoying himself. Sounds like he's not even out of puff yet.
Yeah, I think they kind of have to regroup a little bit before this techie section because it's very low speed.
Yeah. It must be hard to go, you know, from the 2 90-footers as fast as you can. Casual off there. Wow. But yeah, and then to ride, you know, super slow tech.
Well,
that's
then
right.
Straight into the fast road gap again. There's just such a change of pace the entire way down.
Yeah, that's right. Yet more to deal with. Nicely off there though. Breaking off the top of there into that right hander. That's a key turn, that one. You carry that speed all the way along this camber. Can't get any pedals in here at all. Split 4, 20.1 back then. For Sam Hockenhull. Dropping out now onto this last straight. A lot of riders not pedaling this year. Big pull over the last 75. Sam Hockenhull goes into 3rd place, 2:53.3.
Very stylish off there. That's another, well, that's 23 seconds on Brayton.
Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah.
Brayton was on a mission. You know, when you talk about Adam Brayton, though, he has literally been so close to winning this event in the past. He puts everything into it. I'm not surprised at all to see that time. I'm perhaps surprised how much quicker the track is running today from yesterday, though. There's Sam Hockenhull sends it. Look at the landing, huh? That bike was designed as a full 29-inch wheel bike. He actually ran a 27.5-inch rear wheel in it when he got here, he said. On this last straight, he tried to pedal and the cranks were hitting the ground. So he was like, I haven't been on a downhill bike much, I haven't been on this one much, and now I've got to put a 29-inch back wheel in it as well to make it even more alien. But
I think you've just got to do so many things to not feel like your entire bike and body is just about to snap on every landing.
Yeah, and for bikes set up, Tani, do you turn up here with your World Cup bike settings and leave it at that, or it's different? What happens? What do you do?
You've just got to go a lot stiffer in the suspension and slower. That's what the boys told me. So we went up like 3 spring rates.
What?
Yeah.
You went up 3 spring rates? That's huge.
Yeah, it is massive, but also there's just no other option.
And, and what about tyre pressures as well? Do they go up as well?
Here, to be honest, I haven't.
It feels horrible.
Yeah, especially on all those rocks up top. I'm not actually sure about the other riders, but personally, I kept them how I like them. It's just that off-camber slippy rock. You just, every time you hit something, you felt like the front was going to just leave you.
Yeah. That's right. But unavoidable to do make some differences.
Yeah, traction. It's just you got to find a good balance, but it's quite hard to find here because you obviously want the hard setup for all the landings and stuff, but then you want your bike to be able to have good traction in all the technical parts.
Sure. Well, we'll talk about that in a bit more. Let's go down to Rachel in the finish area.
So we're here with Adam Brayton. Adam, you were first down the mountain today, and there was a bit of a break for the wind. How does that affect you, and how was your run?
Yeah, no, I think it wore all of us out, and thanks to the spectators for obviously waiting for us and having patience. But yeah, just trying to refocus, regroup, and yeah, not going to let us scared opening her up.
Really? Yeah, so you were first on the mountain. That must kind of like give you a bit of added pressure. You've got no one to kind of talk to, see how they got on. How was it up there? Conditions compared to yesterday?
Honestly, it was very similar to this morning, and yeah, we got away with it. So I'm absolutely happy with that, and kept the tyres hard and see how long we hang on for.
And you managed to get past Adam Brayton's tree there at the bottom where you hit a few years ago. Yeah, congratulations on a good run, and yeah, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Back to Rob and Tane.
Thank you, Rachel. Edgar Briole, then the next man to drop in. 19 years old, from just outside Marseille in the south of France. Did a few World Cup races in the past, but decided that it wasn't the route for him. Going down the more free-ride side of life. And perhaps a man made perfectly for Red Bull Hardline. Missed out in Tasmania, actually, he was there. Crashed in practice and took a concussion, so sat that one out. But let's see what Briole can do here in Snowdonia National Park this afternoon.
This guy cannot keep his feet on his pedals, though. Every opportunity to dangle a foot and give some style, he will be on it.
He really will. Finds himself 6 seconds back then at split number 1. Taking that line all the way to the rider's right. You will see a more central line with riders actually just jumping out of there. And I think that gives you some indication of just how steep that rock is. The riders, even in the dry, absolutely creeping over the top of it.
Yeah, from behind, it just disappears. That whole chute, you just can't even see it. So you're approaching it a bit like very tediously.
Yeah, 11 back now for Briole then. Losing a bit more time to Adam Brayton, but we know that Brayton, the hardline veteran, does go well here and will have put down an absolutely blistering time. It looked like a great run.
Yeah, I think Edgar definitely wants to try and put on a show. So if he's feeling it, and he was a bit worried he was going to be a bit too tired by the time he got to these 90s, but there's 1 foot off.
14 back now, yeah. You were right about him not being able to keep his feet on the pedals. There's another one, that's 2. We're going to count them all the way down. Tuck in for both these big 90-footers and another one over there. Feeling pretty comfortable.
Yeah, we can't let the comfort of this guy fool us of how massive those jumps are.
Absolutely not, that's right. First time here in Wales. There's a different line here now, over just past that big rock. We believe that we will see some riders come over the top of that. Bernard telling me last night that Ronan had done it and it was worth at least a second.
Okay. Because we were wondering whether no one did it in the wet, but...
Yeah, that's what it was, I think. No one had done it all practice, and then yesterday it was dry enough, and it probably caught a few people out to see Ronan do it. But today, I guess more riders will be on it down here now. Shot showing you just all the rocks down there, making the approach incredibly difficult. So that big rock slab drop off. But good run for Briole, solid all the way down, a little way off on the clock. Bongan over there as well. So Briole finishes his run at Red Bull Hardline. Manuel over the line for a 2:51.2 for the Frenchman in the 3rd place.
I feel like he was going to go for a tuck no hand on the last jump there, but might have been a little bit worried that he might not get his hands back on.
I agree.
So stayed safe. So stylish though.
He has got mad style. I think, you know.
Yeah, you can tell that he hangs out with the likes of Thomas Lemoine, who is a slopestyle rider.
He was going to be here until he hurt himself.
Yeah.
So we hope to see Thomas Lemoine here next year, yeah.
Yeah, and like the likes of Chaos Seagrave. It's weird saying his last name.
I know, your brother.
Yeah.
Sitting out this week, shoulder injury, right, for him, Tani?
Yeah, shoulder injury. He was meant to do the testing as well with the boys. He loves guinea pigging this sort of stuff.
Does he?
Yeah, weirdly. I know. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to tell me that.
No, that's right. Very true, very true. Well, from one French freerider to another, Vincent Tupin next.
Okay.
Let's see what he can do here this afternoon then. A bit of a Red Bull Hardline regular. 3rd start here in Wales for him. And a man actually who does do some racing, combines the free ride and the racing, taking 2 medals at the snow bike, the inaugural snow bike World Championships earlier this year.
I have my opinion on that.
A lot of people do, Tani, a lot of people do.
But no, this man is always out to just try and find the hardest lines, I swear.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, and there's some of that style as he comes out of that berm. Brayton's time already gone by at the first split. He's 3.2 back. Nice line through the middle there, though. He found a pretty smooth way through.
We've seen a lot of different lines through there.
And into that big catch berm, hard on the brakes on this really exposed upper section, of course. Whoa. But he's a super stylish rider from Evian in France. Utilising the local terrain around him.
Some of them are finding a really good sweet spot on that landing of that jump.
If they get it right, it actually looks less heinous than... I mean, the amount of riders you see looking like they're going to have to find an osteopath for their neck afterwards, huh?
Yeah, giving their stem a little kiss.
Yeah. There's a few stiff necks down in the finish area. Brayton again, that 109. Well, we wondered how long Adam Brayton would sit front high on there. How long Adam Brayton would sit in the hot seat this afternoon. At least the sun's out. He's going to be enjoying himself down there, the fisherman. 8.3.
Sorry, I was just about to say, you can see some of the riders will be whipping into the wind on that jump. Just so, I think that was somebody's, well, that was actually G. Atherton.
Oh! And I think that gives you a very good indication, actually, just losing the front there, of how dry this course has got now. It's crumbly in certain sections.
Goes to show as well, sometimes it's not the big features that are the problem, you know, it's the stuff in between.
Well, you know, if you're trying to get down the mountain or trying to set a good time on this course, it's so easy to focus on the features and forget about the bits in between. And this year, for the 10th anniversary of Red Bull Hardline, the Athertons have absolutely taken it back to its roots. That whole top section is just disgustingly full of jagged rocks in all. I mean, it doesn't get much more technical.
Very technical, yeah.
Yeah, it's nasty. It's really nasty.
Yeah, shame to see Vinny T go down, but
yeah.
I was saying on that 90, G. Atherton's advice to the riders before they headed up was, you guys need to kind of lean into the wind on that second jump. I wouldn't know what to do with that information.
No, you wouldn't be the only one. Even doing that is definitely going to be a nasty accident. Tupin crosses the line then with that crash. Goes into 5th place, 24 seconds back. Simon Godziak actually deciding to sit it out. He was here. The famed Red Bull Rampage rider. Shoulder, knocked his shoulder, said, that's enough for me this week. Gaetan Vijay pulled out earlier in the week after a big crash in the lower section of the course. And the windsock not looking full, which is, I think, a very good sign, Tani.
Yeah, well, we just see him just lose the front a little bit there. Maybe attacking too hard in that right-hander that doesn't actually have that much of a catch. But making it down safely.
Next man to drop will be Dennis Luffman. Okay. 20 to go here then at Red Bull Hardline. 10th anniversary here in Snowdonia National Park. I'm Rob Warner alongside Tani Seagrave. And Dennis Luffman now from Bristol in the UK making his bid at this year's race. And no one has jumped down that like Adam Brayton did. That was phenomenal to see that. Bit of a shock for the first rider, right? Yeah. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
A very strong start. So it's interesting. So Dennis was actually in Hardline Tasmania, got loaned. I think it might be this bike that he's on now. Because
the bike he turned up on was so old. Basically, someone said, you can't ride that, you're going to die. 4.3 back then. It was all over the place,
yeah, but then he just got given this bike and just rode as if it was, he was so comfortable on it. It was so impressive.
And there he is now, on an Atherton bike. Produced about 20 minutes from here.
Oh, he's putting a few pedal strokes in there, hadn't seen that yet.
That's 6.4 then. Looking like he found a good sweet spot as well on that landing, but definitely the riders carrying more speed off that drop than we've seen before.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's why we saw Matt Jones's tyre blow off the rim.
Yeah.
Just going too fast into that left-hander.
Pops it. Dirty Ferns now then for Luffman. 9 seconds back, so he's not going to be challenging the time of Brayton. Cleanly on the on and off.
They're losing quite a bit of time in that short sector, actually. Whipping into the wind.
Yeah, going to see a lot of riders do that. Jono Jones said he whipped into the wind and it blew him completely the other way round by the time he landed.
Like an Oppo whip.
Yeah, yeah. You know, that big rock on the right, I think we're going to see that come into play a bit later on.
Dennis was saying he was a bit nervous actually before heading up for his run. He said he hasn't felt like that in a while because he used to race World Cups. He's actually on my team. And he says he's not sure he likes the feeling that much anymore. He's just not used to it.
He did get in the top 10 as a junior actually at World Cup races, so some good pace there.
It does make you wonder how, like, I don't know, the slope starters will feel up top. I know they're used to dropping into runs and free riders, but it's just not the same as races.
No, it's a different thing, I think.
It'll be an advantage definitely for the downhill racers, I reckon, out there.
Yeah, it's definitely more in their comfort zone. That left-hander looking like it's getting a little loose on the entrance to it as well. So a good run for Dennis Luffman then ticks off another Red Bull Hardline. Crosses the line in a second place, some 13 seconds into the red. We saw gaps like this yesterday actually in the early part of qualifying. Those time gaps will come down.
Yeah.
Massively as the afternoon goes on. Oh, landed about perfect there, didn't
he? It seems to be the sweet spot is obviously right at the beginning of that landing. So if you can push off that and, like you said, maybe racer it, like Bernard was saying, then you get the sweet spot. This bit's running so fast compared to the first day of practice that they had. It was just so sticky going into those 90s and everyone was cranking so hard.
Ground a lot harder now. The wind, thankfully, is the one good thing the wind done has dried the course out. Okay, back to the top then for Matt Jones's brother, twin brother, Jono Jones. A full-time banker, works in the city of London 5 days a week. Rolling in it in the week, rolling on it at the weekend when he goes mountain biking. A top national rider as well. Pulling out the turf behind him. Yeah, what's he doing? carrying good speed up there. Been riding all week long with his brother Matt. Saying it's actually a waste of time to follow Matt. The banter between them's been incredible all week long. Squashes out there.
That will definitely push these two on. I think it's probably a battle between just them two. They don't care about anyone else, I don't think.
I don't think they do. 2.8 back then at that first split. He sent the gap on the way out as well at that little wood section.
He's a very good technical rider, Jono. I raced with him back in junior, actually, when we used to travel with the GB team, and that was like an actual thing back then. You had to travel with, probably back in your day as well, you had to travel with your national team.
Yeah, we did. 5.6 back for Jono Jones then. But still cracking on down here, losing a lot of time though, between split 1 and split 2. Oh, and a problem. What is it? Flat tyre? Thumbs down from Jono.
What was that then? I missed that.
I think it's probably going to, yeah, flat rear it looks like. What a shame then, these rocks though, as the track's got sharper. A lot of the riders, you know, asking for rocks to be removed. They thought had rolled onto the track earlier today. They haven't. It's just where they've been riding it so much. The dirt's been pulled away and these big exposed rocks coming through more and more. Yeah, both the Jones brothers out with flat tyres then. Plenty to talk about on the way home today. Not good stuff to talk about.
Well,
look,
just no
he couldn't look more
all.
dejected there than
just silence, I reckon.
What a shame for Jono Jones.
He was in the same place.
Yeah.
Same place as
Twins,
his brother.
that's how they do it.
I wonder, well, I hope we don't see any more of them today, but we've actually seen quite a lot of flat tyres throughout the entire week.
Yeah.
From this new top section especially.
Yeah, so many sharp rocks in there.
Good, whenever you are.
Well, a local man then from Wrexham here in Wales, Alex Storr, dropping into his first Red Bull Hardline on the Forbidden Dreadnought. Teammates with Brook MacDonald, he'll be coming up in a little bit. And a man who really spends more of his time riding enduro, said he hadn't been on a downhill bike. He's actually really from the start of this year been concentrating on the enduro side of things. So to come here, Tani, on a bike he's not used to, and to do a top to bottom in the first 2 days, that's really impressive, right?
I mean, the guys are just such an insane level, like we were saying with Dennis, they can hop on anything and ride it. But what's super impressive to me, all this technical stuff I feel like he'll be quite used to on the enduro stages, but the big jumps, they just don't come across any of that kind of stuff. So it was really impressive to see him just tick them off with ease, really.
That's right, yeah, to send it. Brought in last minute, actually, as a replacement as well. Cleanly off there, really nice. 4.2 into the red then for Alex Storr as he fights to stop the bike down there. Hits that berm hard. But it's clean up top so far then for Alex Storr here. Big drops in there. Those compressions are really unsettling down through that section as well.
Yeah, it feels a bit like threading a needle, but every technical section does here.
Yeah. Sprinting hard at the first with the 290s. Oh, they don't get any less impressive, do they, to watch? Huge gaps. Definitely not resting in these left and rights then, Alex Storr fighting the bike through there. Cautiously into this rock section. There he goes, over the top of that right big rock. We knew it would come into play today, and it really opens up that left-hander at the bottom as well as being more direct.
I was just about to say, he looked dialed round that.
Yeah. Really
and he came out of the last right-hander onto the wood as well with quite a lot more speed than what we've seen. Obviously, maybe not matching Brayton's speed, but looked good nonetheless.
Finding himself a bit off at the splits. Big head nodder off there. 7.5 back now then. So still working hard. Keep the momentum along here. Going to turn left and come onto this last straight then. It's been a good first Red Bull Hardline for Alex Storr. He's nearly there. Plenty of support for him here as he comes onto this last straight then. Over the 75-footer, Alex Storr. Goes in a second. 9 seconds off. 9 seconds off and good enough for second place. Brayton really setting the bar high early in this day, in this afternoon's race here with that 2:29.7.
We are getting a little bit closer. Every rider, though, that comes down. Yeah, such an impressive ride from Alex, considering his background, and just, yeah, you just don't see any massive jumps like this on the Enduro World stage.
That's right.
But he will feel right at home, I reckon, in all that tight stuff, like compared to the the slopestyle riders that just won't like that stuff at all.
There's a lot of talk this week about a new genre of rider that's been kind of developed by Red Bull Hardline. You know, the top World Cup riders won't come here. They're so focused on that. They don't like these big gaps. They don't like how difficult the courses are. The free riders are a little bit out of sorts as well. I mean, maybe it is something for the free racer. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there.
It's a new breed of rider coming through.
It is. It definitely is. And this might be one of them. Theo Erlangsen then from Cape Town. 28 years old. And a cackle of a laugh that you will hear on a different continent.
So contagious, though. This man laughs, everyone else laughs.
He's great fun, isn't he? Multi-South African national downhill champion. Cuts his... Oh, and he gets a big kick over the top of there.
God.
Whoa, whoa.
I think... Oh.
Is that it? And that...
I've got a fucking puncture, bro.
Put it quite clearly himself there. Apologies for the language.
So shit.
Oh, that's right out the gate. That is, as we see, about 10-15 seconds into his run.
Ah, it's soft. It's done.
Oh no.
Take a bow, Theo. If it was me, I'd get down quick before all the air comes out of it. And you can see the sealant popping out of it, yeah.
That was rowdy though, coming over that first brow. I think he was lucky there was a catch. I think there's a little rut at the bottom.
I mean, look at this. The back wheel just gets an almighty kick. There. Oh, awful.
Just goes to show how slippy that is still. I think a slight dab of the brake and the bike can just do something like that.
Yeah.
Unlucky Theo. So that is now 3 flat tyres in how many riders? 11.
Yeah. Well, 10th anniversary of Red Bull Hardline if you just joined us. I'm Rob Warner, Tani Seagrave alongside me in commentary. And we've got about 16 riders. Let's go down to Rachel though.
So we're here with Matt Jones. Matt, commiserations. Tell us about your run. What happened up there?
Well, my tyre came off. I think the exact same thing happened with my brother, and we've just seen Theo have a puncture too, right? So I feel like this week I've learned that hardline is about riding your bike at the absolute limit of what's possible on a mountain bike. Like if they made it any harder, I wouldn't be able to do it. And you have to race it. So there's been loads of mechanicals, people are destroying frames, tyres, wheels, and I got unlucky, and I think that's how it goes, you know?
Yeah, and it's a really hard balance to find that line between the conditions changing. You rode in the wet at the start of the week. Now it's dry, and it's pretty dry up there. The rocks are coming out more. You know, how do you deal with those conditions? Are you changing your bike setup at all?
I haven't really. I'm just sort of trying to work out where I'm going. But because I go slower than most people, I get to look at it for a bit longer. But actually, as it's drying up, the rocks are becoming more exposed. So every run you do, it's different. So you come over a hill and you're like, what is that rock? That wasn't there before. It's gnarly.
Well, the twins are going to have to come back next year and have another race. Back to Rob.
Yes, they are indeed. We can't wait for it either. Well, a stunning day here. Again, towards the top 15 qualifiers at Red Bull Hardline Wales. Things are going to get faster and faster. It's Adam Brayton leading at the moment at 2:29.7. Alex Storr some 9 seconds off him in second place. Dennis Luffman third. Craig Evans and Edgar Briole, your top 5 at the moment. There they are. Vincent Tupin a little bit further back as well. Matt and Jono Jones, we just heard from Matt, they're both going out with flat tyres.
Interesting to see him saying that if it was any harder, he would not be able to ride it. I feel like the Athertons will take that on and as a challenge.
I think you're probably right there.
Yeah.
Okay, 16 left to drop then. And it's this man from Kent in the UK, Josh Lowe, the next man to drop.
Good to go.
Yep. Yeah, boys. Done some World Cup racing in the past. A lot of national racing. Says he'd rather do events like this now, whip-offs, enjoying his riding. Rider of the year the first time he came. His 4th time here now, and then feeling absolutely the other end of Hardline as he slid without his bike off one of the rock faces a few years ago. But he's back for more. And he's carrying good speed across this top.
Yeah, he's looking really composed actually, really clean.
And he hop up in here, 1.3 only off then, so definitely in touch with Adam Brayton at split number 1. Coming over there with a decent pace. Hard on the brakes all the way down to this left-hander. So steep that part of the track.
Yeah, the riders were saying it's so hard to brake in time for that corner, and then they've got to do that really tight left-hander onto that tiny lily pad.
3.2 off now, so starting to lose a little bit more time. Hard to believe at the pace he carried into that sharp left there. 11th there in 2021. He's saying he's taken so much time off work lately that he's got meetings running till about 11, 12 o'clock every night. 4.4 now off for Josh Lowe. So Brayton just carrying a little bit more speed everywhere. Windsocks looking nice and limp over the 290s. The second one a bit of a kick on it.
Nice to see the wind being quite consistent for all the riders though, and it's always in the same direction. Yesterday was a bit crazy, I think. It was like all over the place.
When it's gusty, it's way worse, isn't it?
Just so unpredictable.
Yeah. Wiggling his way down the centre line in the rock section. A lot of riders actually weren't aware of that other line over the rock. I think because it's been wet all week, as we said, no one doing it. 75 feet, 23 metres across the road gap. Coming off the lily pad now. How tired are you, Tani, when you get here? Is it like arms and legs burning? It must be pretty physical.
I can imagine. I wouldn't know, Rob, because I've done about 4 features, but no, I can imagine that they just want to get to the bottom at this point.
And the compressions are severe, right? I mean, they must take it out of you, the landings.
Yeah, the landings are just so horrible, like every single one of them. But this one as well is a bit of a flat lander.
So, good run from Josh Lowe. Should be good enough to see him go into 2nd place. Over the finish line, jump, yes, 8 seconds off, nearly 9 seconds off. Josh Lowe with that 2:38 though. Going to bump Dennis Luffman off the hot seat. Clean through here. A lot of the riders just flicking that back wheel over, Tani, opening that turn up for themselves.
Yeah, I think he had a little bit, not a stall, but I feel like we saw Alex go through that section a little bit quicker. And then after the road gap, this section is such a key sector because you have to carry your speed all the way through to here. I think one little mistake and that just kind of ruins that whole rhythm through that section.
Well, this man's been busy with the release of his movie Death Grip 2, premiering that all over Europe at the moment. Brendan Fairclough from Guildford in Surrey, 36 years old now, his 5th Red Bull Hardline start. A man who really blurs the line between freeride and racing. One of the first top downhill races to go more into freeride. This is the original free racer we're looking at here, Tani.
Well, yeah, this is the guy that started it all, really.
It is, you're right, absolutely.
Yeah, and the likes of, my brother and loads of people his age that looked up to Brendan and wanted to be stylish on the World Cup races and wanted to have fun with it.
And he's lost none of that style, as he proved with that 3rd place at last year's Red Bull Rampage, which, and the new you speak to, could have been a lot more. Sneaks through the left-hand side of there. The rider's left, 2.2 into the red for Fairclough then. Clean off there and into there. Had a 5th here in 2021. And some mad World Cup podiums in his time. 8 times he's been on the World Cup podium. A factory Honda rider back in the day, 4.5 back now. Whoa. Whistling into that left, looking a bit more controlled than some of the other riders.
Definitely. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign, though, going into that left-hander, because there's just so much speed to carry down that straight. But we're seeing most of the riders are losing the same amount of time through there to Brayton.
5.8 off now for Fairclough. Gets a few pedals in for these big 91st. Bread and butter for Brendan, no. Stylish on them.
Gaps over that little rock. There is a really annoying little rock coming out of that right-hander. It was right where you want to put your wheels.
Is it? It zones you in. All you can see as you come into that turn is that little rock.
I feel like the best way is to gap it like we just saw Brendan do.
Doesn't mind having his wheels off the ground. A phenomenal rider. Every time I go riding with Brendan, you can always guarantee he's going to do something that will just blow your mind. Incredibly natural. Didn't get up as high as some of the riders. There's a higher line there if you want it. Would open that turn up a little bit.
This bit in the wet is like almost impossible.
And smooth for Brendan there, falling further. Off the clock now, though. One of the most popular riders, though. Massive fan base for him. Last turn then, all straight now. Is this a big hit, Tani? I know you did that one earlier in the week.
I mean, it's one of the smallest ones on the course, but yeah, it's a horrible landing and actually not a nice takeoff either.
Brendan, 4th place for him, 9.2 back then. Top 3, Adam Brayton, Josh Lowe, Alex Storr. 14 riders left to go here. And
yeah, just Brent has that signature style, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's like we were saying, it's effortless, but in a way, we don't mean that in a, you know, in a...
Looks effortless.
Yeah, it looks effortless.
Yeah. It's definitely far from it.
Yeah, when I tell Chaos he's got an effortless style, he gets annoyed at me. He's like, what? I'm trying so hard. I'm like, I don't mean it like that.
No, it's mad, isn't it? And sometimes, you know, like Greg Menard, probably the greatest example. He just doesn't look like he's trying, or actually sometimes like he's not going that far. Like,
and then
you feel weird saying it.
Yeah, he comes down fastest, and you're like, what?
Makes it look so easy. Thibault Laly, his 4th Red Bull Hardline Wales start. All the way from France, a former national champion of French downhill, so definitely got some pace on him. Still riding down that rock face. Less chance for a puncher the way that Adam Brayton did it. You can see him just locking up that rear wheel over the top of there as well. Some big compressions there.
Yeah, there's a lot of braking down there actually, so you can imagine just how sketchy it is in the wet on all that off-camber rock. And this bit's, I'm not sure how dry that bit is, but that was definitely the wettest section in practice.
Oh. And you can see just how crumbly that rock is. Oh! And Laly actually dragging a lot of that dirt over the top with him. It's really breaking up some of this track.
I don't think that was the line he intended to take.
No, maybe not. He didn't mean to be that far over to the side, I don't think, for sure, no. So, 3.8 off Adam Brayton now. Brayton's going to be getting a phenomenal suntan sat in that hot seat this afternoon.
That was quick.
That was fast, into there. The Laly's starting to open it up now. Regular World Cup finalist, this man. From Clement Ferrand, same place. Oh, he's in big trouble! Whoa!
You all right?
Thankfully, he stopped where he did. That was...
Yeah.
Whoa, good.
You all right?
All right.
I don't think he noticed how close to the cliff edge he was.
I don't even know. All good. He's pushing back up for another go, Tani.
Yeah, I don't know where he's going.
This is Keen. This is Keen. He wants to get the speed up.
Thinks he's at a World Cup again and might get DQ'd.
Yeah, maybe. Probably wants the speed for these next few jams. But where he is now, this is coming out of Dirty Ferns. It's so narrow. You have to wiggle between that big rock there you can see and another one. And it is a lot more going in there, actually, than we can see from the drones.
Yeah, there's a lot to off-balance you.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, big compression. You can get a bounce off that as well.
Oh,
something else like it. What was that noise?
I think he has a problem with his bike now.
Maybe. He looks like he's turning it in now. So the Laly's hardline run is over. Oh.
It's incredible because obviously all of them are like not really wanting to go back up for another run because it's so dangerous and so gnarly. But in their runs, when something like this happens, you can see how gutted they are to not carry on.
That's right.
So it just goes to show when they're in the zone, they're in for it.
And the way this course is this year, this new upper section, the way it's dried out, it's now incredibly fast. It's incredibly rough, jagged rocks everywhere. I mean, I don't think we've seen as many mechanical problems in recent years, but this track hasn't been this fast, this rough and harsh in recent years.
I think they're breaking loads and it's pulling all the dirt off, and like new rocks are coming out. So yeah, I think we're going to see more mechanicals than usual.
Yeah. Let's hope it doesn't affect things when we get to the sharp end.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy to see once these riders switch on, they're in it to do it, you know, just have a run that's as fast as possible. And all of a sudden they're not thinking about how big these features are, because we're seeing realistically we're seeing their perfect run of the weekend because they've been practicing all week.
Yeah.
That's why it makes it look easy sometimes.
Everything has come at this point. Well, the Laly didn't go his way, but completes Red Bull Hardline then, 1:13 off. 13 riders left to go here in North Wales. We're in Snowdonia National Park. Adam Brayton, that man there, still leading with that 2:29, just 2 seconds off Ronan Dunne's fastest qualifier from yesterday. And the Laly was in a little bit of bother there, it looked like to me.
You can see he wasn't super comfortable going off the edge there, but managed to recover quite quickly.
And then
Is this where we see him
getting a bit wayward down here? And there he clipped that rock on the side, and I'm so glad he stopped. If he'd gone off there, he might end up looking like a dropped kebab. Big drop on the back of there, I think.
But he did save a crash there. I think he clipped his pedal maybe on the rock, like you said earlier. It's so skinny through there, and there's just rocks sticking out everywhere.
You can just see it there. I think he just catches one, or is it a little bit further? There, bang. Yeah, it is. It's that where you thread the needle. Whoa. Get on the brakes. Good lad. Brings it to a halt perfectly. Harry Malloy then, the next man to drop in.
Okay, Harry, we're good. We're good. Yeah.
Residing in South Tyrol now, one of the most stunning parts of Europe you could live. Between Italy and Austria. With girlfriend Veronica Vidman. But Malloy, a hardline veteran, absolutely lives for this event, loves it. His 4th one here in Wales. And carrying good pace over there. A racer through and through, really, Harry Malloy.
Yeah, you can just tell how composed and comfortable he is going at that speed through those rocks.
Made it. The last time we raced in 2022, last year, of course, the wind got us 1.2 off there. So the racer, taking it to Adam Brayton a little bit here. Oh.
Comfortable down there,
actually. Down there. Looked good, didn't he? Right, bang in the centre where he wanted to be as well. New top section over, more familiar now for this bottom half, and Malloy. And this drop 2.1 off, big landing for him. Whoa, bike getting unsettled over that rise in the middle of that landing. You just can't get on the brakes there.
Taking the inside of that berm, which was quite interesting. I didn't know you could actually get to that, considering how fast you're going down there.
No. Safely through part of the track that just caught Thibault Laly out. 109 there for Brayton, 3.35 back for Harry Malloy. Too big, I would say, to turn that kind of time around between here and the bottom.
It's crazy how the 90s make the lily pad look rather small, but I'm pretty sure it's like 45 foot onto that.
It is, yeah, and 45 foot off it. I know, that's right. It's a huge gap up and on there, but that's right. It's a different scale, Red Bull Hardline track, isn't it, to anything else? That's what it is. So Malloy still battling his way down here, looking good so far. Not quite on the pace of Adam Brayton. But certainly good enough to see him go into 2nd place if he can continue like this all the way to the bottom now.
He had a bit of a heavy landing off that road gap, so I'm not sure if that will affect his pace coming through here.
He looks pretty clean down here as well. There is massive 4.3 back now. Between the end of that road gap, Tani, and all the way down here, like, there is a huge opportunity to make some time, though, if you're really prepared to roll the dice, right, and prepared to go off that horrible rock drop at some weird angle.
You've got to keep the momentum going.
Yeah.
I think you'll be able to see it in the riders that come later down.
Yeah. I agree with you as well. Almost seamless all the way down. Harry Malloy does go second then to the 33.9, a very respectable time. Would have seen him in the top 5 in qualifying. The track a little wetter then, though, definitely running faster and harsher now.
Slowly closing in on that time of 2:29.
Yeah, it's coming down. We're edging ever closer. Look at the soil flying up off the back wheel of Malloy there. The trees really shielding the first 90. The windsock looking pretty limp there. A little bit bigger on the second look. And these riders pointing their bike in the direction the wind's coming. And hopefully it'll blow them straight. So 12 riders left to go. And the next one's going to be Brook MacDonald from New Zealand. And here he is. From Hawke's Bay.
Hey, Brook, you're up.
A World Cup winner back in 2012. A junior world champion sometime before that. 32 years old now. Some massive injuries behind him. Incredible to see Brook MacDonald return to this level of racing and return to an event like this, Tani. I mean, you've got to take your hat off to him.
Oh, absolutely. And to see him riding with such confidence again is amazing.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely phenomenal. New team for Brook MacDonald this year as well on the Forbidden team. It's determined as ever, hopping into there.
I think he mistimed that hop just a little bit going into that section.
1.4 into the red. Dragging the back brake all the way to the lip of that rock. Oh, and off it. It's loose. You can almost hear how loose it is now up there.
Yeah, you can hear just how heavy they are on the brakes trying to stop in time.
So MacDonald weaving his way down there. An aggressive top section. Outside the time of Brayton by 3.4. Big hit off there.
I wonder if he felt the wind a little bit there. He got a little bit off on that lip.
Man. Wagging the tail, wagging the dog down that section into that left-hander there.
You're guaranteed a wild ride with Brook MacDonald.
That is right, yep. 11th at Hardline Tasmania earlier this year. 5.2 back now then, no. Barely pulled off that second step off to step off there.
He doesn't need to, does he?
He knows what he's doing over the 290s then. Braking hard, loose. And that long, long right-hander now. Never, ever get in a jet boat with him. I've done that. That was a wild experience, I can tell you. Didn't go over that rock on the right. A lot of riders will think that that rock on the right is going to take too much time to set up for, I think, today as well.
You've got to be really patient, I think, because it feels slow, but I think, like you said earlier, it sets you up quite well for the next section.
Perhaps carry a little bit more pace out, but getting up high on that rock there, so carrying good pace down through here as well. 2:05 for Brayton at this split. Brook outside it. 5.5 back there.
Not losing much time from split 3 to split 4, so he's on pace.
Yeah, that's right, he's matching. Oh, even this last straight's so difficult. So many roots and rocks, sniper rocks that will just take you out. So another run down Red Bull Hardline for Brook MacDonald. He goes third, 6.6 into the red.
Losing just over a second in that last sector, which is quite a lot, over 20 seconds. Like you said, there's quite a lot on that flat bit. You can't see it, but there's a lot to kind of unsettle you.
Yeah, a huge amount, yeah. Oh.
You got a little bit unsettled there as well.
Yeah, big hit. You said he might have got blown there a little bit.
Yeah. But incredible ride.
Look at that.
I love watching Brook ride.
Yeah.
And then through here, you've just got to let the bike run. You don't really have a choice. You can't, I don't think you can do much to help yourself really through there. You've just got to let it run.
Absolutely. Well,
yeah, boys.
That voice, that voice will tell you who this man is.
Let's go.
Josh Bryceland, Rat Boy, returning to Red Bull Hardline. He was here in 2018. That was the last time he went against the clock on one of those Cannondale downhill bikes. I said, built in 2019, 6 or 7 of prototype frames. Matt Simmons was at the wheel of them then. They've been resprayed. And Rat, last time he was here actually on an enduro bike. Did you see him get on the grass there just sneakily? Just to take that sting out of that. He's so lazy, so stylish. You cannot tell how fast he's going. Lazy styled, by the way. And look at that, 0.7 off. He's not lazy, I meant his style.
We get it.
Just to clarify.
Yeah, he put a really good run down yesterday, and like you said, Rob, at the time, we shouldn't be surprised really, because Josh has won World Cups, he's won an overall. He quit while he was ahead.
Josh Bryceland is, without a doubt, one of the most naturally talented people ever to get on a mountain bike. 1.9 back at that second 100%. Split then. One fast down there into that left-hander.
There's taken quite a lot of riders under his wing.
Yes, that's right. The 50-1 crew, looming large. Silver medal, remember, at those World Championships in Hockenhull in 2014 as well, behind Dan Atherton, when he crashed off that last bridge and shattered his foot. 3.3 now. That's saying the foot was hurting a little bit this week, a bit of an ache in it. No bother over them for him then. But 3 seconds is going to be a huge amount to make up for him. He knew Brayton was going to be in that hot seat a while this afternoon. I don't know if anyone's got any factor 50 for him, but he's been there a lot longer than we expected. And actually the sunshine pretty unexpected as well. Bryceland across the road gap, 23 metres.
He seems to be chilling a little bit now, but I don't know if it's like you said, that's his lazy style.
Yeah.
Oh, he's made a big mistake there, foot off.
15.
Not what you want going into this section.
No. Put that straight on though.
Recovered well.
Yeah, 5.4 off now. Feeling it along here, no doubt. But nearly there for Rat Boy then. Great to see him back competing again. Taking Red Bull Hardline very much in his stride. Be a big roar for this man as he crosses the line, then Bryceland goes in at 4th place, 6.8 off. Always the crowd favourite, Josh Bryceland.
Made light work of these.
Didn't he? Look at the height on those 90-footers, huh? The BF Goodrich 90s always delivering the spectacle.
Yeah, good. A very good place to stand as a fan, I think.
Yeah. So fast as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Rat Boy completing another Red Bull Hardline. Top 10 time here then, if you just joined us. 10 riders to go, and the first to drop in, Taylor Vernon. From Bridgend, a Welshman, and a Welshman that goes well here, 3rd in 2022, the last time we raced this Hardline Wales last year, again cancelled with that wind, and carrying good speed up here, Taylor Vernon. Fast across this top section.
That was really nice.
Timed that perfect.
I'm excited to see what he does, because I think I heard him say after his run that it was chill. It was chill yesterday, so.
And he's up, look at that, the first to go into the green then. He might have lost it with that little mistake on the exit. But 600ths up for Taylor Vernon then. Can he keep it going? And we talk a lot, we saw different riders doing well in different splits yesterday. It seems to have the intensity from the top to the very bottom seems difficult, Tani, on this course.
Yeah, like we were saying, you've just got to try and keep the same rhythm the entire way through, because it's so stop-starty. Like the rhythm changes a lot on track. So if you can try and keep a good momentum.
That's right.
Well, I can only imagine, but.
It's like, it's almost someone as well broke this track down. It's almost 3 sectors. The new top section, this big middle section, technical, and then like big hits all the way down the bottom as well. Vernon, no, definitely got Adam Brayton still at his sights. 0.68 off only then. A good lower section, could see him take it. Pedaling Vernon into the big 90-footers as well.
I think Brayton would have had a really strong bottom section though. We know he's a fit man, he's in the gym all the time. There's that rock I was telling you about.
He got a big hit on it actually, yeah he did. But working on through those turns. Not going over that rock, closest to us on the right. But riders... Oh, and he goes down in the rock section! Ah! What a shame for Taylor Vernon then. Oh, easy done though, Tani, just to tuck the front like that.
We've seen that so many times in that exact section, on that exact rock.
Yeah, annoying, absolutely annoying. I'd imagine that you tell me on this, but at that moment in time, it's just pointing towards the boardwalk and the road gap. I can only imagine you can only think about the 75-foot drop that's coming up. That might be it.
Yeah, maybe you just lost focus for a little bit because you're there. You're right there.
Yeah.
I actually had to walk down that section before I hit the road gap the other day because I was shaking that much before I went off it. I just couldn't trust my bike skills to ride down the tech.
No way, is that right? Daunting prospect. Well, you did it.
Oh,
8th place, yeah, shame. On a bit of a heater there, Taylor Vernon. Fastest at the first split on track. And definitely in touch till he fell off.
Yeah, that top section, I think, was the cleanest we've seen. Apart from here, made a slight mistake and got swapped before that corner. But he was very much in time of Adam Brayton's time. The closest we've seen so far today. And then, yeah, just tucks the front there.
Well, this man might do something big. 4th at Red Bull Hardline, Tasmania.
Good.
23 years old, Matteo Iniguez. The Frenchman riding for the Commensal IC Studio. And really, if you're talking about free races, this man might be it. He's got all the skills and plenty of pace to go with it as well.
Yeah, he has some incredible World Cup results in all the style.
That's right, he does, and look at the speed of him across this top section, Iniguez.
He'll be fired up today after his crash in qualifying yesterday.
Yeah.
He was on very good pace before then.
That's right, he was. Oh, and he fired it there, and now he's up by 0.2. That was ridiculous, the way he came out
and
there.
that's just where the split is, so we're going to see all this pace carry on through to the next split.
So Iniguez starting to turn things up here. We're in the top 10 now at Red Bull Hardline. And it's going to get looser and looser as we go towards the fastest qualifier, Ronan Dunne. He's looking like he might be up. Yes, he is. Nearly a second up then on Brayton at split 2.
Oh, my God.
Getting loose over that rise. Oh, Iniguez bringing Red Bull Hardline to life now then with this attacking run here. The first man we've seen take the time away from Brayton, the very first rider to drop in this afternoon. And still up now over the second mark. Holding it inside. Big holes in that berm, looking like they're all starting to use a lower line on it. Sending the big 90s with ease. From Clement Ferrand, this man. Won a Coupe de France last year, a French national race in Château. You've got to be quick to win a French national, right, Tani?
Oh, I know, the competition there is crazy. You can hear his breathing. I don't think we've heard anyone breathe. I think they all just hold their breath the entire way down.
I think you're justified to do that with what's put in front of you here.
They are getting so close to the edge on that wood. It scares me every time.
Yeah, 75 feet, the road gap. Oh, and he was quick around there, I would say, as well. And that's what we're talking about.
Oh,
no stalls, the momentum is just there.
Oh, he's carrying so much
2.7 up now then. Iniguez really opening up. The way he went off that drop, Tani. So incredible stuff from this young Frenchman.
We might see the first time quicker than yesterday's fastest qualifier.
I think you're right as well. Inside the top 20 in the World Cup in Val di Sole last year. So here comes Matteo Iniguez. He's surely going to turn the light screens green. He crosses the line to go fastest. 2:27.5. And it is, and it's a 10th. It's a 10th outside the time of Ronan Dunne yesterday.
Well done, Sheg.
Well, oh, we're too excited to talk about this. You go ahead.
I was going to say, Iniguez has taken the lead with that, 2:27.5, incredible. And this was loose, Hardy. Look at it.
Yeah, that was a very good bit of bike riding through there.
Just 8 riders to go now. We're going to the sharp end. Times have just started to come down, just now. Adam Brayton will be glad to get out of those waders. And the riders left to come, it's going to be Sam Gale dropping in next. Sam Blenkinsop. Well, actually, Rachel's down there with Matteo Iniguez. Over to you, Rach.
Matteo, that was insane. That run was massive. Tell us about it. How was it feeling?
Just so stoked. I've been staying in the band for 10 days. Yeah, like a week ago. Just had an infiltration in the back, and then back riding here is just fucking amazing.
And the conditions up there look amazing. It's dry. Can you hear the crowd? Are they egging you on?
Yeah, it was crazy. I think it's the worst race ever. The stress is just so huge at the top. Crazy.
Well, your run was massive, but you managed to crash here in the finish line.
I was just too tired. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, good luck. Hope your time sticks up there. Back to Rob and Tane.
Merci, Matteo. Apologies for the language, but definitely laying it all out there. Back to the top then.
Okay.
For the 8th fastest qualifier yesterday. Sam Gale from Nelson, from the South Island of New Zealand. His 3rd Hardline Wales. And he took a 7th at Hardline Tasmania. So keep an eye on this fella as well. We're into the fast riders now. Oh, listen to him banging the rim down there.
Well, when
like
you were talking about that new era of kind of these free races, Sammy G is exactly that.
He certainly is, that's right. I know 2.4 back though at the top, those mistakes costing him. And I know the Middle Hill Bike Park, I want to give a big shout out to them, built a line, a huge jump line, especially for Sammy G to get ready for this event today. So they'll be up in the middle of the night, no doubt, watching this. He's offline, he's offline.
He's off the course.
He is, yeah. That's it. Small costly mistake for Sammy G there then. Yeah, excuse us. Apologies.
You just can't imagine how high the adrenaline is.
No, absolutely not.
And when something like that happens, you're just so gutted.
Well, and also, and it's no different for this or any other downhill race really on Earth, is it? You know, you come, you practice all week.
Yeah.
You know, you put everything in and you get to have just one attempt, which to me is the essence of downhill racing. But
it's why we love it.
It's why we love it when it goes well.
It means more here doing a full run.
Agreed.
I think so. It's such an achievement. So when you know, it's something silly like that.
That's right. To actually, do a top to bottom on finals day. That's right. It's a pretty special feeling for these riders. You can see the relief really written all over Matteo Iniguez's face at the bottom.
Doesn't seem to be slowing down much though.
No. Pushing on, keeping Iniguez pretty honest between splits 2 and 3. Wow. Yeah, they're actually now setting off up the boardwalk into across the road and into where they want to be on the landing.
15.
Turning off it a little bit.
Yeah, boy!
Making light work of that. Well, a crash further up's in. Sam a long way into the red. And it's 2:27.5. That's the time that now has got to be beaten. Iniguez just coming down with that. Sam Gale coming down across the line. Another hard line completed for him. 16.5 into the red, 11th for Sammy G. 7 riders left to drop.
We'll see that mistake soon. He already made one there, dabbing the foot. And then I wonder what happened here. Did you see what happened, Rob?
I didn't really, no. I looked up.
Goes out of view. He might Oh, he just
ran wide out of the turn, I think, didn't he?
Nearly knocked someone over. Oh, here
yeah, we might see it better, yeah.
I think he just maybe didn't look up enough coming out of that corner and just,
It looks to be, that's actually quite a strange place to sort of come off the track, really, but
shaking his head in disappointment there, so.
Well, here's your top 10 then, as I said. We've still got 7 riders left to drop. It's Matteo Iniguez who came down just a few moments ago and took out the first man to drop in this afternoon, Adam Brayton. 2.2 seconds is the difference. Malloy, a brilliant ride for the Brit there in 3rd. Bryceland comes down in a 5th place. Brendan Fairclough, the free racer, the original free racer in 8th. But yeah, plenty of time splitting that top 10. We expect now things are going to sharpen up. They really are. Sam Gale. Just saw him. Craig Evans in 12th, the 2017 winner here.
Yeah, so Matteo still outside of that winning time yesterday, though, by 0.1.
Yeah, it's close.
And I'd imagine Ronan will want to go quicker than he did yesterday.
Absolutely right, yeah. And it's Sam Blenkinsop that's going to drop next. Another rider, all the way from New Zealand. A veteran, his first time here in Wales. Had a great time at Hardline, Tasmania, where he finished 8th, actually. And Sam Blenkinsop, an absolute veteran, World Cup racer, took a World Cup win at the hallowed venue of Schladming in Austria back in 2008. I can't believe he can still go this fast, Hardy.
But I find it incredible that he still doesn't wear any gloves.
I know, that as well. But look at him linking this top section.
Yeah.
So fluid and fluid through it. I'll be interested by this first split. Just back by 2.26 then.
Yeah,
so very much in touch for Sam Blenkinsop. Slides over the top of their noob team for him on the zeroed bike this year.
That was a nice setup going into there.
He is clean so far. I'm not sure clean will be enough to win this afternoon. 1.4 back now then for Sam Blenkinsop.
Matteo did something magical in that sector 2.
Yeah, he definitely did. 35 years old. Back inside the top 10 in 2022 with a fine 8th place actually in Mont Saint Anne in Canada. One of the most stylish riders you'll ever see, falling further though into the red at that split.
Crazy to see because he really doesn't look like he's going any slower than Matteo was.
No, that's right.
A lot more aggressive though on the pedals.
Yeah. And again, Tani, it's, you know, a lot of the time being made and lost in the tech sections and, you know, not the features really. The whole big section down towards Dirty Ferns, you can make some time there, you can make time here.
Opting for around that rock as well.
Yeah. Let's see what we see with that later. I think we see some of the last riders maybe using it, trying to find a couple of tenths fast around that big right-hander. But it's clean from Sam Blenkinsop, that's for sure.
I think he might have lost a bit more time.
But there's so much on the top of that takeoff that
this is what I'm saying, you just have to be comfortable with just going off of there in any position, and he was, but that might happen.
Last straight then for Blenky, it's been a great run. For 2.29 per second, he's going to be outside that as well, I think. Sam Blenkinsop crosses the line and goes 3rd, 2.2 into the red. Well, a great run for the New Zealander.
Yeah, him and Brayton pretty much, well, on the exact same time.
Incredible, yeah. So the top 3 now all of a sudden just separated by 2.2 seconds. And if yesterday was anything to go by, the next rider might shake things up a little bit.
Oh, that was a
look
scary
at that,
moment.
wasn't it? Sebastian Holguin next. From Manizales. 19 years old, the Colombian. Second at the last round of Red Bull Cerro Abajo in Guanajuato, Mexico, this man. And he brought phenomenal pace to yesterday's qualifier after missing a day's practice, actually. A full day's practice, the doctors wouldn't let him ride. Came back, pinned it yesterday in quali and said, I've got a lot more for this finals run. So let's see what Holguin can bring at the table now. First time here in Wales. And looking quick across this top. Colombian national champion. 0.2 off only. That was quick through there.
He got that free hop into that rocky section really nice.
Clean off there as well. So Holguin riding well so far here.
Wow.
Yeah, he's carrying good speed everywhere and fast across this camera into this drop. So let's have a look at this next split. 0.6 off now. Still keeping Iniguez under pressure. Fast down there into that left as well. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wow. Holguin bringing the heat here this afternoon.
I'm a little bit scared.
Still a long way to go on this track, yeah. Twice a Pan American champion. 1.3, so losing a bit of time, Tani, in Dirty Fern section of the course.
I don't think that inside on that left-hander after the steep is quicker, because they have to brake a lot to get to
he's
there.
cased both of those! He's cased both of those jumps! That is wild!
A lot of time.
He knew that was coming as well on that second one. That would be pretty terrifying.
Nothing you can do at that point, though.
Holguin looking a little bit unsettled now then on those big 90s. Surprising he didn't get over those so clean. Boy, he's going to have to pull it all back together now. You can hear the rims tapping out in the rocks in there. 25 metres through the air, 75 foot across there. So 1.3 to find.
Oh my God.
He's going to open it up now.
15, right there.
He is on the limit here.
1.6 back though. He's going to do well to turn that around from that last split down. Bouncing along this last straight, picking it up where he needs to. But not the cleanest run we've seen from Sebastian Holguin this weekend.
Just goes to show there's a very fine line of how much you can push here.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely right there. Last jump then for Holguin. He goes across the line and goes second. 2.1 into the red. A shake of the head.
He'll know that there was quite a few mistakes there that cost him quite a lot of time.
I think I'd be pretty happy to have survived pacing both those 90 footers. Look at this, Tani. Just up short a little, but this is worse. And his reaction as he's coming in, look, pumping.
Yeah,
he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, mad. Mad. Absolute. Look at that.
I don't think he expected it until he spotted the landing. And then this was pretty wild as well. Still made it around that turn though, luckily. Yeah. And not that far off considering how many mistakes.
No, it might have unsettled him a little bit on the way down there. Well, George Brannigan is the next man to drop.
Yeah, boys. Yeah, Georgie.
Let's see what he can do here this afternoon. And George Brannigan, an amazing third place at Red Bull Tasmania, Hardline Tasmania earlier this year. With no surprise, injuries, setbacks really affecting George, but one of the fastest. I mean, a man made really for Red Bull Hardline. Loves to go big, loves to go fast.
Yeah, it's great to see him back with a lot of confidence. Like you said, he has had a tough few years, and it takes a while, especially when you've had injuries back-to-back like that.
Pops in there, clean through there, and he's in trouble.
He's got a puncture, I think.
No,
or was it just the rock?
It was the rock that sparked. I think he's all good. It was committed on the way out there. 0.18 back then. So Brannigan carrying on. Yeah, he definitely chipped a rock hard on the way out of there. But doesn't look like any problems for him then. Iniguez's split goes by. 1.7 in the red now for Brannigan.
I thought that rock was sealant for a second.
Yeah. He hit it, he clobbered it really hard. But carrying on regardless, a fifth here in 2016 actually, from Hastings in New Zealand. Exiting now into the Dirty Ferns, another kick there. 2.6 off now. Let's have a look at these windsocks.
I think there's a bit of a headwind now.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It was pointing that way, which might explain what just happened then when we just saw what we saw with Sebastian Holguin, yeah.
George might have known before dropping in. They might have radioed up to him because he looked like he put some really strong pedal strokes in after the on-off.
Yeah, exactly that. And carrying great speed down into here as well. All rubbing up against that rock on the left, though. Didn't force an error from him.
A little close for comfort there.
A couple of pedal strokes onto the boardwalk. A man. Let's see what this next split tells us.
15, right.
He's carrying really good pace through here, though.
He's back. He's back. 3.1 now. Yeah, a man who was just 0.4 off winning a World Cup race back a few years ago in Hafjell, Norway. Been around on the World Cup forever. Cleanly across there, then on the last straight for George Brannigan. It's been a good time. It's not going to threaten, though. The one set by Iniguez. Brannigan goes fifth, 2.9 into the red. A good run by him. Amazing, and look at this.
Section is actually hideous. I think the only option they've got, oh, he slips the front a bit. That is still so slippy.
That's rock dust.
Yeah, and lands on that pointy rock. But yeah, on track walk, I was just like, there is no nice line through here. And I think the boys are just like, well, we're just gonna have to gap it.
And now it's drier. They're kind of doing it even more aggressively, and
well, definitely.
It's a pretty wild proposition, really, a jump through there, gap through there. So 4 riders left to go, and we go to the top now for the reigning world champion. From Shrewsbury, not too far away, actually, Charlie Hatton, originally from the Forest of Dean. And riding injured after that crash in Ludenvier last year, had a big metal rod put in his arm. He said earlier in the week, the pain here has been horrific. He's been really struggling. The next day I saw him, and he actually was smiling and said he overjumped the big drop, was bracing for the pain, the impact, and he said it was just a release. Woke up yesterday, no pain in his arm. It seems like Red Bull Hardline has shook the metal hook, loosened his arm, and he's all good. So let's see what he can do here today then. 0.4 off, so he's definitely in touch. A good exit there, caught a backside on that rock.
Yeah, it's amazing to see Charlie putting together such strong race runs. Like you say, kind of experiencing the curse of the rainbow stripe.
Yeah, that's what he said as well. Never been more apparent. Still close to Iniguez though. Less than a second off, 0.7 then. For the world champ here on the Atherton bikes produced just down the road in Mackinleth. The third place is best result at Hardline so far back in 2018.
Bike was staying very planted down that section where we've seen a lot of people getting rowdy.
Let's see what this next split tells us then. Has he done enough? He's staying about the same. Pulling back a 10th. So, Charlie Hatton very much on the pace here. Good few hard pedals down to the 90-footer. Windsock's not looking too full now.
No heavy braking around that flat right, which is, I think, helps a lot going into this section. You wouldn't think so because it's so easy, but it's really in those little things that I think you make up time.
I agree. If you take your eyes off those easy sections, you're not going to win. There's definitely time to be made everywhere. Hatton was super quick around that right-hander, yeah. Lifted the back wheel over. It was perfect from him. Needs to find around 0.6 of a second. Up on that rock as well. Gives him a good line into this left-hander. And now, as quick as you dare to go down towards this drop.
We might be green.
He's up by 0.52 then for Charlie Hatton. You can hear the roar from the finish area here in the commentary box. So Hatton, can he take down that time of Matteo Iniguez? Oh, just this last left to go. The momentum has been with Charlie Hatton. He pedals hard on this last straight. Pedaling again as well, surely. Hatton is going to go fast as a Red Bull Hardline. Here he comes. He does 1.2. Charlie Hatton takes the lead. Oh, incredible run from him. Kept the intensity top to bottom on that.
You nearly lost your voice there.
Nearly. We've still got 3 riders at the top. I might be in trouble here. Wow, shaping up nicely, this one. Great run from Charlie Hatton then. 2:26.2. The first rider under the time of Ronan Dunne. That qualifier, that 2:27.4, that was the fastest run we've seen here all week, Tani. The track is performing. We could see one of these last three go fastest. This is built exactly as we hoped it would.
Absolutely, and I think Charlie managed to gain a lot of time towards the bottom of the track there. From the 90s onwards, he kind of seemed to just step it up a level.
Yeah, he really did. Phenomenal, clean and quick. Well, we're going back to the top for the Red Bull Seto Abahu Street Race Champion of 2023. He broke his scaphoid actually at the Urbano de Medellin this year. Had surgery, came back for round 2 of the series and won it. Juanfer Velez then is on track. And I promise you this will be spectacular. The Colombian from Medellin. Super aggressive on this top section. And we know how good he is at urban racing. He had a 13th in Leger last year at the World Cup race there. And he looks to me to be carrying phenomenal pace on this top section.
Oh,
and he's up by 1.7 seconds! That is
huge! You know someone means business when they pull their sleeves up like that.
He had a massive crash this morning. I went to see if he was okay. The bandages sticking up out the top of his riding shirt. He was like, I'm absolutely fine. He looks like he is right now. This is wild from Velez. Surely. And he's up by 2.2 now! So Velez on a run here. We knew the Colombians were good timing. I don't think we knew they were this good.
They have been on it since day one. They just ticked everything off so easy. Just stayed quiet, put their head down, and yeah, just worked away.
Absolutely phenomenal. Can he keep the intensity? There was a split last time. Yesterday, actually, in qualified, 2.3 up now. He lost a little bit. Still, though, accelerating, putting another 10 out of Charlie Hatton, the world champion there. Over the first 90, over the second. And Velez will not take his eyes off the prize here this afternoon. Quick into there, cleans over that rock on the exit. And I don't think he'll be relaxing through these left and rights. Quick over the top there as well, coming to there super fast. Oh, yesterday, I warn you, you might want to look away. He did take his hands off over the road gap. I don't know if it's going to be all business today. Yes, it is, thankfully.
He was
absolutely
really
on a scorcher.
Fast in that section before the road gap. I think that's the cleanest we've seen it.
It was so quick. The way he came in over the top of that
his
rocks.
weight was distributed in the right places. He just managed to keep it rolling.
Ah, he goes massive!
Oh my God!
Oh my goodness!
He's lost a bit of time. I'm really surprised by that.
He nearly landed in a different continent up there. 1.1 though. Oh my goodness me!
He's getting a bit sloppy now. He got pushed over the front on that last section.
Probably feeling the pace, getting tired, maybe towards the bottom. The advantage was massive, over 2 seconds at one point. One of the last split, what's it going to be for Velez? Is it going to be red or is it going to be grey? By over a second. New leader of Red Bull Hardline, 2:25.2. And it's Juanfer Velez now who leads here with just 2 riders left at the top. Oh my goodness me. Phenomenal, not absolutely perfect either. How far did he send it off that rock? Never seen anything like it.
I think we're going to see a replay soon.
That was madness.
I think you heard him panic a little bit in the air as well. I think I heard a little bit.
I should think so. Well, we knew actually that these Colombians were going to mix things up this afternoon.
After seeing, they put us on the edge of our seats in yesterday's seeding runs.
They absolutely did, yeah, they did, didn't they?
And they brought the heat.
And actually, you know, like I said, I know them from the Red Bull Seto Abahu Street Race Series. Most riders here had no idea who they were, so we're extra shocked. Well, how's that going to stand up? Because now is a man who's won this event, a 3-time winner of Red Bull Hardline Wales, Kerr, and he is going to be on a mission here today.
He's not hanging around. Just as soon as he could go, he was out that gate.
And look how aggressive he was here. This is fast from Kerr at the top. As we expected, he wants his crown back. Jackson Goldstone won here in 22. And at Hardline Tasmania was Ronan Dunne. That was unbelievable. This is all out from Vernon Kerr there. This is extraordinary on this top section. But he's 1.1 back. I can't believe that. So not carrying the pace of the Colombian.
Yeah, sometimes you can be a bit too aggressive.
Yeah, too ragged. And he is absolutely throwing everything at this now then, Kerr.
Your braking points can be a little bit off, a little bit different to what you're used to if you're pushing that little bit extra.
Yeah, just mistiming things. He was super quick while bringing it back now. Less than a second at the second split then. If Bernard can just settle down perhaps now. There's no doubting how much he wants this. I haven't seen anyone ride that top section as aggressive as that, even though...
It's like Ronan was saying, it feels better to win this than it does to win a World Cup, you know, so that's what they're fighting for at this point.
If you win this, you've got every rider's respect on planet Earth. Brings it down again by another 0.3. So Bernard Kerr is fighting back here in this run. The 90s are no problem, had a massive crash there a couple of years ago. Sets up wide into this long right-hander.
Huge crash there, actually.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. So glad to get him up, see him step up from that one. Picking his way through here as well. Is he going to go over the big rock on the right? Yes, he is. And that's going to open up this left a little bit. And he didn't slow up a lot for it, Tani. He was pretty fluid over it.
Yeah, really clean, a lot more direct.
Pushing and pumping everywhere, even on that slight rise on the boardwalk. Bernard Kerr is on one here this afternoon. Is it going to be King Kerr the fourth? Working down here now. Next split is going to tell us a lot more. Can he go from red to green? He has half a second up there for Bernard Kerr.
Hear the crowd.
Oh my goodness me! So Kerr has fought back here. Kept the intensity from the top to the bottom of this one this afternoon, and is looking like he's going to go fastest. Last straight for Bernard Kerr, gets on the pedals here, just a 75-footer to go, and Bernard Kerr takes the lead by 0.9, and Red Bull Hardline Wales. Oh my goodness, one more rider to go, but it's Bernard Kerr who's taking the lead now. Oh, what a race, this is coming alive.
That is an insane amount of time to pull back, but we did see that Velez kind of lost his pace towards the bottom.
Yeah, he did. He looked a little tired, actually, didn't he? Maybe.
So whereas Velez went a bit slower as the run went on, Bernard just kept gaining on him.
Oh. Well, this run should have been one of your 5 a day. It was so full of goodness. Absolutely unbelievable from Bernard. Look at it. Over the top of that rock and doing it with such pace, Tani.
Yeah, incredible ride from Bernard, but I didn't expect anything less.
Look, he actually pumped even on the no. And I think you were right. He was so aggressive at the top that it probably unsettled the bike a little bit.
He might have been a little bit nervous, or he just wants it so bad, but he managed to kind of get into the run nicely.
Okay, well.
Okay, Ronan.
Here we go.
Ronan Dunne, fastest qualifier. The winner of Red Bull Hardline Tasmania. The winner of the last downhill World Cup race in Poland. The man on everybody's lips at the moment. First time on a factory ride this year, and he is delivering. Red Bull helmet delivered to him on Thursday night. Can Dunne pull it out of the bag one more time here? It's a fast top section. Fighting it there as well. The pace these top guys ride at is absolutely
brilliant. So fast.
Oh my God, so fast. He's up by 1.3. How's he done that up top? That is madness. That is absolutely madness. I can't believe it. And he riding so clean and just so precisely, Tani. Doesn't look like he puts the wheel wrong.
So comfortable in being loose and fast like that.
Well, here he comes, 1.5 then to the second split on track for Ronan Dunne. Getting on the anchors down there.
Oh, I'm not sure if that inside's faster though. But he's got a little bit of time to play with.
A little bit, next split coming up soon. Dunne threading the needle through here, goes deep off there. Didn't lose any momentum though. 107 for Kerr, he's up again, still there, 1.5 up. Oh, it's almost the same, the gap. He did all the damage in that first sector, and Kerr is about there with him at the moment.
Yeah, like we said, I feel like Bernard just pushed it a little bit too hard there, so he's got a lot of time to play with.
So Ronan, deep over that second 90, cleanly over that rock on the exit there. He's carrying good speed through these turns as well. Phenomenal stuff from the Irishman from County Wicklow. Just 21 years old, this man.
Oh.
On the production bike in Tasmania, on the prototype Mondraker here, and he said it's way, way better.
I think he had a little bit of an issue through there, Rob.
Let's see, didn't have much time to play with, did he? 1.5 it was, so what's it going to be now? Coming down towards this last split for Ronan Dunne.
Wow.
Let's see. And he's up by 1.6 now, so extended another 10. Oh, Ronan's there, he's nearly done it. Last couple of turns now for Ronan then. Oh. Last turn, here he comes and sprinting on this last straight. He's been phenomenal here all weekend. Ronan Dunne, there's a new superpower in downhill mountain biking. Dunne comes to the line. Dunne wins Red Bull Hardline Wales. He does the double in 2024. Unbelievable. The last man down the mountain takes the win. Ronan has done it again. Incredible stuff. Wow, what a race that was.
The first, obviously, double win.
Yeah, that's right.
It wasn't possible before, but that's pretty cool.
A two-time Red Bull Hardline champion. Done the double this year. Unstoppable. And you know what? We're going to see more and more and more from Ronan. Like, this is just the tip of the iceberg.
That's slightly scary, though, I think.
It is. But he rides with such composure. He doesn't look like he's, you know, even slightly stressing. So
I think
clean.
he did make a small mistake through there, but didn't lose any time, if anything, gained in that split, so.
Yeah, he just carried superb momentum all the way down the track.
I just think it's so incredible to see how much his riding has matured in such a small space of time.
Yeah, that's the most impressive thing.
Very
3
impressive.
years ago, Win Masters was handing him the privateer check.
Now he's the fastest man on the planet.
Absolutely. Well, no doubt we've just witnessed something very special at what is, without question, the most progressive downhill mountain bike race anywhere in the world. And congratulations go to our Red Bull Hardline champion for 2024, Ronan Dunne. And then in second place, Bernard Kerr on that 1.2 back. Juanfer Velez comes all the way from Colombia. 2.1 only off that. A world-class performance. World champion Charlie Hatton in fourth, and Matteo Iniguez there in fifth. But that was quite something, wasn't it? I think I'm going to sleep well tonight. I don't know about you. Hey, Danny.
What an amazing race.
That was
quite a big margin to win by, though. I know like 1.2 isn't a lot, but when you see how tight some of the times are further down.
I mean, it's bigger than he won. Sorry, no, it's less. He actually won Tasmania by 1.8 seconds. 1.2 today.
Quite
Same
dominating.
1.2 at the first two races. Incredible. Okay, well, let's go down to Rach, who's with our winner.
Hang on, he's changing his helmet for his hat. That's it, ever the professional. Ronan, oh my goodness, that was insane. 2 wins for 2 at Hardline. Tell us about that run.
Yeah, pretty buzzing to be the double champ. Yeah, I can't believe it.
You're still buzzing?
Yeah, that run was pretty sick. Like, I was loving it the whole way down. A few loose bits, but yeah, buzzing. Yeah, so happy.
And it's pretty impressive to manage that kind of pressure with qualifying. And did you hear the crowd? Did they egg you on? Did they make you send it harder?
Yeah, the crowd, you could hear it. Well, the whole end section was amazing. It was just so loud. I could hear them coming the whole way down, and yeah, it was pretty wild. Yeah, so sick, so good.
And obviously, you won your first World Cup a couple of weeks ago, and now you've won Red Bull Hardline. You know, the comparison, a lot of riders are saying that Hardline is, you know, up there with a World Cup win.
Yeah, Hardline nearly feels just as good, to be honest. The track is way more intense than a World Cup track. Like, it's a World Cup track with proper jumps. So yeah, I'm loving it.
And the rumour has it might have a Hardline over in Ireland soon.
Yeah, that's what we need next. Hardline in Wicklow. Yeah, that'd be. Yeah, hopefully that'll be the dream.
Well, Ronan, congratulations and enjoy your win, ladies and gentlemen. Ronan done it.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Congratulations to that young Irishman, and this is his winning run. And it was gauged, I would say, to perfection, Tani, wouldn't you? Look at the speed he came down there. Oh, look at that. It's ridiculous.
Attacked just enough. Knew exactly where the limit was.
Yeah. Yeah, he did, and there a little slip.
Yeah, but he's so comfortable when stuff like that happens. He doesn't let it phase him at all.
And you can see how fast he's going by just how deep he landed. Like, no pull, he just landed miles out of that berm.
He's just so comfortable with getting loose. But it doesn't look loose, it looks very controlled from his side.
On that prototype Mondraker bike, I had a good look round it yesterday. Actually, it's actually got a compartment by the bottom bracket where they can change the weight. He's running an extra half a kilogram of weight in there at the moment. It's mad, isn't it? Huh? I don't know, I'm not sure it'd matter what he runs in there or what bike he's on or anything at the moment, the way Ronan Dunne is riding. Going from strength to strength. But what a run this was. Under all the pressure, the last man down, the winner of qualifying, the winner of finals, you can't argue with it. Phenomenal. I do feel a little bit of a burner, Kerr, 3 times a winner. We know, Tani, just how much he wants another hardline win, and it's only Ronan that's, you know, stood between him and having 2 more hardline wins this year. Pretty hard.
He's so close as well. He knows that it's right there, so it's got to be frustrating. And he's had like a different winner in front of him before, and we saw Jackson Goldstone as well. Young ones are coming through.
That's right, and it won't get any easier. Amazing to see the Red Bull Seto Bahu Series champion, Juanfer Velez. That's our street race series. There is actually the last race in that series coming up in Italy in October this year, so Juanfer will be in action there, as will Sebastian Holguin, amongst others as well, so you might want to watch that. But there's your top 10, 10 seconds separating them. And what a day that was. What a run that was from Ronan Dunne. Oh, I'm going to go home and watch it now. That's the rest of my afternoon sorted.
I just can't wait to see how much more Ronan can deliver.
You know, and Bernard and everyone else here, they've got to take from this that Ronan really is the fastest rider on, in my opinion, right now, when he's riding like this. No one's near him. He's on the crest of a wave. He's the fastest on earth.
And he just has such a huge career ahead of him, you know. Bernard's very cemented, and we know he's one of the best riders in the world, but Ronan's just getting into that limelight.
Okay, well, let's go back down to the finish field then for the podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends, mountain bike lovers, this is your official Red Bull Hardline 2024 podium. In 3rd place, representing Colombia, Juanfer Velez! What a ride from the Colombian.
In 2nd place, from the UK, it's Mr. Hardline himself. Go wild for Bernard Kerr!
And your winner, representing Ireland, go wild for him, it's Ronan Dunne!
Yeah, Ronan.
Ladies and gentlemen, put yourself your hardline podium!
Congratulations to those 3 then. A hard-fought battle here today. A tough week as well. Nothing's going to feel better than getting on a Red Bull Hardline podium. Ronan's got less practice at this than the other 2. Maybe, I don't know, always making up. So there you go, congratulations to those 3.
Oh, the shoey.
Oh, man. I mean, oh my goodness. Juanfer's backing out of this, and I don't blame him one bit. He is not, Juanfer's not interested. That is, yeah, I don't think that's going to taste too good.
What a day, what a podium. One more time, people of Duffy Valley, put your hands together for the podium and all the riders of Red Bull Hardline!
Velez.
So there it is again, your top 10 for today. Just seen the top 3 on there. The world champ coming in 4th. Matteo Iniguez, another strong ride for him. He rode well in Tasmania, another hardline specialist. The other Colombian rider, Sebastian Holguin, 6th. Brayton sat in that hot seat all afternoon long. Such a good ride for him to come down early and set that time. Blenky inside the top 10, along with fellow New Zealander George Brannigan, and then Harry Malloy once again getting inside the top 10. Bryceland comes in 12th. Brendan Fairclough, the man who blurs the line between the downhillers and the free riders, 15th for him. 2017 winner Craig Evans down there in 19th. Some big names a bit further back, and you can see the severity of the hardline track just by the time gaps on the right. A couple of DNFs. The Jones brothers both flatting in almost exactly the same place. No doubt they'll be blaming each other for that on the way home. But yeah, a phenomenal Red Bull hardline. Worth the wait, worth the wind wait we had for a couple of hours. That was perfect start to finish. Great, amazing race. Well, Tanya, it's been another fantastic day of racing. Definitely one to remember. Can you think of a highlight? Anything stand out for you?
I think, yeah, Velez has just kind of come here and cemented his, you know, his I don't even know how to, what could I use to describe that run? just
out phenomenally.
Yeah,
2.1.
Yeah, that was crazy, I think, to me.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been a brilliant week here. We've loved every minute of it here in North Wales, in Snowdonia National Park, celebrating the 10th year of Red Bull Hardline. It certainly has delivered another incredible day's racing from the very best in the world. All that's left to say from myself, Tanya, and all the team is thanks for watching, and we will be back here in 2025. We'll see you then.